The advent of the Aryans. The Aryans, semi-nomadic pastoral people who originally inhabited the area around the Caspian Sea and South Russian steppes in Central Asia, entered in India around 2000 before Christ in search of pastures through the passes in the Hindu Kush mountain. According to Balgangadhar Tilak, the original homeland of the Aryan is Arctic region. According to Max Muller, it is Central Asia. Sir William Jones has said that it is Europe. Professor Penka has said it is Scandinavia. According to Dayananda Saraswati, it is Tibet. According to Swami Vivekananda, it is India. General information regarding the Aryan people. The word Aryan literally means high birth, though generally refers to language, and some use it as race. Race it is termed by Max Muller. Also, it was referred as to cultivate. The main tribes known among the Aryan-speaking people are the Hittite, Indo-Aryan, Iranian, Kassite, Mitannis, and Greek. The Vogaskoi inscription dated to 1400 before Christ gives the copy of peace treaty between the Hittite and the Mitanni, in which the names of the Vedic god Indra, Mitra, Nasatya, and Varuna are mentioned. The Vedic age is divided into Rig Vedic period 1500 to 1000 before Christ and later Vedic period 1000 to 600 before Christ. The main source of information regarding Rig Veda period is Rig Veda. Indus is the most important river in Rig Veda. Saraswati is considered as the holiest river. The main center of Rig Vedic period was land of the seven rivers, Punjab. The later Vedic period, iron was introduced in India around 1000 before Christ. In later Vedic period, the Aryans, with the help of fire and iron tools, expanded into western UP, Bihar, and Bengal. Political condition of Rig Vedic period. The tribal chief called Rajan was the center of administrative machinery. Important officers in Rig Vedic period were Purohita, Senani, Vishwati, Gramani, Duta, etc. Purohita Prime Minister, Senani Sena Pradhan, Vishpati Vish Pradhan, Gramani Gram Pradhan, Duta Messenger. Several tribal assemblies called Vidata, Sabha, Samiti, and Gana are mentioned in Rig Veda. The Battle of 10 Kings was fought in the Rig Vedic period. Later Vedic period, king became more powerful with the formation of bigger kingdom. Popular assemblies lost power and importance. Popular assemblies, that means Vidata, Sabha, Samiti, Gana, they lost their importance and power. Economic life. Rig Vedic period. Rig Vedic people predominantly pastoral. Cow was the most important animal. Agriculture was secondary occupation in Rig Vedic period. Panis formed the great trading class. Predominant pottery type was ochre, O-C-H-R-E, ochre colored pottery, O-C-P, ochre colored pottery, though black and red ware type was known to them. Taxation system was not developed and Bali was voluntary contribution to the king. Predominant pottery type was ochre colored pottery, O-C-H-R-E, ochre colored pottery, though black and red ware type was known to them. Later Vedic period, pastoralist was no longer the main subsistence activity of the people, though cattle rearing were also practiced. Satamana and Krishnala, beside Niskas, came to be used as unit of value. Bali, Vaga, Shulka were main taxes. Social life of the Rig Vedic period. Society was patriarchal. Varna, color system was mentioned. Child marriage was unknown. Later Vedic period. Origin of the caste system. Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. The upper three Varnas were entitled to Uponayan or investiture with the sacred thread, but Sudras were deprived of it. Regional life of the Rig Vedic period. Aryan people worshipped forces of nature. Aim of worship was material gains. Predominance of male god. Varuna, Indra, Agni were the chief Aryan deities. Later Vedic period. New gods, Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, etc. came into prominence. Indra, Varuna lost prominence. Important Rig Veda gods. Indra, god of rain and thunder. Agni, god of fire; Varuna, god of universe and morality; Rito, Noitikota; Soma, god of plant; Marut, god of storm; Zeus, god of heaven; Savitri, god of light. Gayatri hymn was dedicated to Savitri, Lord, god of light; Aditi, mother of god; Usha, goddess of dawn; Rudra, god of destruction. Vedic culture. The Sanskrit word Vedas came from the root vid, which meant knowledge. These were the oldest literature of the Indo-Aryan, were composed in the form of hymns of priests. The Vedas are four in number. Rig, Sam, Joju, Atharva, the Rig Veda. It is the oldest among the Vedas and claimed to be the oldest book in the world. Contains 1028 hymns and 10,500 verses, which were systematically arranged in 10 mandalas. 10 mandalas of Rig Veda. The Sama Veda, the origin of the Indian music, can be traced in the Veda. Consists of 1603 hymns which were chanted by the priest at the Soma sacrifices to the god. The Yajur Veda, it deals with rituals, social condition and performance of sacrifices. Atharva Veda, this is the last of the four Vedas, divided into 20 books and contains 711 hymns. The origin of medical science may be traced from these Vedas. The other religious books of the Aryans, the Upanishad, there are 108 Upanishads with highly philosophical thoughts and deal with such subjects as nature of the soul, the origin of the universe and the God, and the mysteries of nature. It may be noted that the Upanishads were not in favor of ritual and sacrifices. Upanishads were called Vedanta, which means the end of the Vedas. Vedanta, end of the Veds. The Brahmanas, threw light on the socio-political life of the Aryans and describe in minute detail the procedure of performing sacrifices and explain their hidden meaning, which were written in prose form. The Ara Nakayas. The Aranyaka means the forest book, as they were to be studied only in the forest at their Vanprastha stage of life. Brahmacharya, Garhastha, Vanprastha stage of life, and these are the concluding portion of Brahmanas. They deal with the mysticism and philosophy. The Puran. These deal with religious and historical details of the Aryan civilization, the brave deeds of the god, and the origin of the world. There are 18 in number, among which Bhagavad Puran is the most populous, describing about the life story of Lord Krishna. 4 stages of the life: Brahmacharya, Garhastha, Vanprastha and Sannyas. Brahmacharya, student life; Garhastha, married life and lead a family; Vanprastha, life for service to other; Sannyas, forest life. 4 Varna: Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. Important terminology: Kula, Kula's family; Gramani is chief of the village; Grihapati is head of the family; Bhis is an aggregate of villages; Jana is the tribe; Rajan is the chief of the tribe, that is chief of the Rajan. Chief of the Jana is Rajan. Sabha and Samiti is political assemblies. Bhratya and Nisadha to important communities. Bhratya and Nisadha to important communities. Sutradhar, carpenter. Pani, trader. Pani is trader. Poni, Pani, trader. Bali is a type of tax. Mana and Niska is currency. Brihi is paddy. Gothum is wheat. Satanitra, a type of boat driven by 100 boatmen. Satanitra. It is a type of boat driven by 100 boatmen. Nigam. It is trade guild. Nigam, trade guild. Ayas is copper. Pur is fort. Black Ayas is Fe Loha. Pur is fort. Gopa is tribal king. Gotra is kinship. Duhitri means daughter. Godhuli, measure of time. Gavishti, in search of cow. Gomoth, wealthy man. Hala, Sira, this is plow, langol. Krishti, this is people. Krishna Ayas is iron. Tribal assembly. Vidata, Sabha, Samiti, Gana and Parishad. Vidata appear 122 times in Rig Veda. Purpose is secular, religious and military. Earliest assembly. This is the oldest assembly. Oldest assembly is Vidata. Sabha, used 8 times in the Rig Veda. Purpose is political, administrative and judicial. Sabha is mentioned 8 times in the Rig Veda. Purpose is political, administrative, and judicial. Samiti used 6 times in Rig Veda. Purpose is political, administrative, a tribal military unit according to Atharva Veda. According to Atharva Veda, it is a tribal military unit. Gana stand for republic, an organization of Indo-Aryan. Leader is Ganapati or Ganesh Raja. Parishad, a military assembly part by matriarchal and partly patriarchal. Parishad is partly matriarchal and partly patriarchal, but Rig Vedic society was patriarchal. On unity. Type of marriage. There are 8 types of marriage: Brahma, Daiva, Arsha, Prajapatya, Gandharva, Asura, Rakshasa, and Parisach. Parishacha. Brahma is duly dowered girl to a man of the same class. Same class এর মেয়েকে বিবাহ. Second one is Doivo, marriage with sacrificial priest as part of his fee. Marriage with sacrificial priest as part of the fee. Arsha is dowry marriage. Prajapatya is marriage without dowry. Gandharva, it is consent marriage. Asura, the bride was brought with her father. Asura. The bride was brought from her father is Asura. Rakshasa, forceful marriage. Prishacha, it is seduction of girl while asleep. The 8 type of marriage ceremony. First is Brahmo. Second one is Doivo, Arjo, Prajapatya, Gandharva, Rakshas, Poisach and Asur. Brahmo, পিতা বস্ত্র এবং অলঙ্কার সাজিয়ে কন্যাকে বিদ্বান ও চরিত্রবান পাত্রের হাতে সমর্পণ করতেন। দৈব, যজ্ঞ চলাকালীন পুরোহিতকে সালঙ্কার কন্যাদান। আর্য, কন্যাপণ হিসেবে একটি গাছ এবং একটি বলদ বা একজোড়া বলদ দিয়ে পিতা কন্যাকে পাত্রস্থ করতেন। প্রজাপত্য, আশীর্বাদ ও শুভকামনা জানিয়ে পিতা বা অভিভাবক কন্যাকে পাত্রস্থ করতেন। গান্ধর্ব, প্রেমিক প্রেমিকা স্বেচ্ছায় যে বিবাহ করতেন। রাক্ষস, কন্যাকে অপহরণ করে বলপূর্বক বিবাহ। পৈশাচ, ঘুমন্ত বা পানাসক্ত নারীকে নির্জনে নিয়ে যাওয়া ও বিবাহ। অসুর, কন্যার পিতাকে অর্থদানে তুষ্ট করে বর কন্যাকে বিয়ে করতেন, অর্থাৎ কন্যাপণ মারফত বিবাহ। রিভার্স, Ashikini, Ganga, Krumi. Ashikini is known as Chenab, Ganga is Ganga, Krumi is Kurram, Purushini is Ravi, Satadru is Sutlej, Suhastu is Swat, Vitasta is Jhelam, Drishadvati is Ghaggar. Gomati, Gomal. Kubha is Kabul. Saraswati. Sindhu, Indus. Vivasha, Bias. Bipasa, Bias. Bitosta, Jhelam. Yamuna, Jamuna. Brahmavarta, Aryavarta. Brahmavarta, the region of 7 rivers, Indus, Ravi, Bias, Chenab, Jhelam, Sutlej and Saraswati is Brahmavarta. Aryavarta, whole of North India is Aryavarta. Important words appear in the Rig Veda. Om 1080 times, 1028 times, Bhis 171 times, Kshatriya 9 times, Vaishya 1 times, Kulapa 1 time, Yamuna 3 times, Samudra 1 time, Jana, John 275 times, Brahmana 14 times, Brahman 14 times, Sudra 1 time, Rajya 1 time, Ganga 1 time, Gau 176 times. First one is Om 1028 times, second one is Jana, Jana, John 275 times, third one is Gau, Gau 176 times, fourth one is Vis 171 times, Brahmana Brahmana 18 times, Kshatriya 9 times, Yamuna 3 times.